Are you considering a cruise on the Celebrity Xcel? Then this video is for you. I just returned from 2 weeks on this beauty. In this video, we'll talk about what's new, the entertainment and activities on board. We'll tour a celebrity suite as well as an Aqua class infinite veranda. We'll talk about the food, what's included, and what's extra charge. I'm Angie, a cruise specialist that helps travelers like you navigate all of the choices for their next cruise vacation. I've personally been on 115 cruises, so I use my personal experiences to help you make great choices. Email Angie at tripswithangie.com and ask for the current offer for YouTube subscribers. Now, if you've just booked your celebrity cruise directly with celebrities, there's still a chance you could take advantage of my YouTube offers and my expertise by transferring the reservation to me as long as the booking was made in the last 30 days and you haven't paid in full. Again, email Angie at tripswithangie.com. So let's get started with what's new. If you've seen any of the online posts so far about the Xcel, you'll know the Bazaar is a huge change on the Celebrity Xcel. Now, all of the Edge class ships have this weird hallway with some kind of art installation. What makes this one different is its LED screens that change according to the theme of the day. Right now, there are 3 themes on board the Xcel. There's rumors there will be an additional 4th. There's 4 Caribbean themes, and when they move to Europe, there'll be 4 European themes. They changed this shopping area to be the market at the Bazaar, so we'll have items particular to the location. So this kiosk changes. When we were in Mexico, it had different things than when we were in the Dominican Republic. Inside the lounge, decorations change. They added more tables and chairs. Spice has replaced the Eden Cafe, so they have a quick grab and go section. You can build your own bowl for both breakfast and lunch. It is now open every day for breakfast and lunch. And then they have a sign counter with different specials, sandwiches, and breakfast. They'll have different toasts. Here in the main lounge, you see these different kiosks. These have individual crafts that you can do. And then the ramp goes up to additional seating. And of course, you have the bar at the Bazaar with craft cocktails. They have a stage for the bands and individual performers to play, and the new restaurant Mosaic. Another new restaurant is Bora Bora. This is located up at the rooftop garden, and it has a Mediterranean theme, and they added a brunch. The attic at the club turned this underutilized space into a fun game room. So it has all different types of games. It has darts. You have arcade games. These are all included, no extra charge. Golden tea, shuffleboard table, and skee ball. They have vending machines in case you need a quick snack if the buffet is not enough for you. And then this special area with a golf and sports simulator you can rent for your group. So if you wanted to have a special group activity, play 18 holes of golf, you could do that. The club also has the If You Know, You Know bar. The flagship store is a new addition to the Xcel. It's kind of a museum and a store. So they have all these great displays about the history of celebrity, a lot of items, old menus, old programs, different memorabilia, and then they have the store. Poolest Day Ever is an innovation to the pool deck. They have special music. They also have this great locker section. So if you just want to be in the pool and you don't want to worry about a chair, I love this. You can just put your stuff in a locker and head to the pool. They added umbrellas, which is so exciting, and expanded the lounge area next to the bar. One area I can really help you is choosing your cabin. What cabin is going to work best for you on your next cruise? On the Celebrity Xcel, they have interior cabins. These are cabins without a window. They have ocean view cabins. These are cabins with a window. Then they have different balcony cabins. You have sunset view balcony cabins with it, which is a traditional balcony where you open a door from your cabin and step outside onto your own private small deck. They have infinite verandas, which is basically like a large window that can open and close. And I'm going to take you on a tour of one of those cabins next. Within the balcony cabins, you can choose some additional perks. There's a concierge cabin, which has some small additional perks. Really, to me, the big benefit of the concierge cabin is the extra points you earn towards a loyalty program. I don't think any of the individual perks are really worth it for paying a small upcharge to have a concierge cabin. You have the Aqua class cabin, which is the cabin I stayed in for my first week. And I'm going to show you a tour of that. That gives you extra perks like access to Blue Restaurant, access to the thermal areas of the spa, and a nice location within the ship. And then you go into the suite class, or the retreat, as Celebrity likes to call it. In this video coming up is a tour of a Celebrity suite. The entry-level suites for Celebrity are called Sky Suites. Then you have Celebrity Suites, and it works up from there. Let's start with a tour of my Aqua class cabin. Welcome to Aqua class cabin 9255 on the Celebrity Xcel. So when you first come in, you have your temperature control and light control. You can also close the blinds from here, and there's different settings. All of these options are also available in the app. Heading into the bathroom, it is a very good sized shower. And then here, let me show you the different shower heads. So there's a rainforest head, a handheld, and these two side jets. You can't use them all at the same time, so you pick which one you'd like to use using this top dial. This dial is for your temperature, and then this little handle, if you push it one way, that's what actually turns on the water. There's also a couple hooks, and then obviously toilet. Storage is pretty good in here. You have lots of shelving, a long sink, and then there is an outlet down here. This is also where the hair dryer is, and then more shelves on this side. Heading into the cabin, we're gonna get to my first kind of critique of the cabin, and that's there's really not enough storage space. So you have these kind of awkward cupboards up here. This is where we're keeping our laundry bag. So then you have another long one down here. So you have a couple shelves here, and then longer shelves down here. I think you would really need packing cubes to make the most of this. It would be hard to store clothes in here, I think. And then you have the closet. Now, the closet has a short side and a long side, but there's this weird bar here that makes it difficult to really use this side. And then these are the two yoga mats that come included because it is Aqua class. You also have the 3 drawers, and robes and slippers are included. We just don't use them, so we had her take the robes out. You have a nice chaise sofa. Then on this side, you have 3 more drawers. So this is very good storage here. A fridge. The mini fridge items are an extra charge. Here's where all your chargers are located. So we have, if you want to take a look, a couple USBs, 2 North Americans and a European. And then a nice vanity and chair. This does a nice vanity and chair. These are our own hooks we brought from home. Definitely think that's a great addition. One side of the bed has outlets. The other side does not. So if you have a CPAP, you'll just pick which side you need. Of course, you have a television. Over here is the other nightstand with a couple shelves. And then here is your infinite veranda. As you know, this is a little bit different. So this top window comes down. There's a set of blinds that come down from here. And then if you want to kind of shut the area off, you would just close these doors. But the problem is that they still let in quite a bit of light. So this isn't a situation where you can keep the room totally dark and go out on the balcony. You're still gonna have some light come through unless you close the blinds actually on the window. Welcome to Celebrity Suite 12121. To the left as you enter, you'll find a small closet. Now, this is a closet for the person that could sleep on the couch. Robes are included, including slippers, and they were very nice robes, very plush. To the side, you'll find the entrance to the bathroom. The bathroom has 2 entrances, which I love. So you have one from the main area, and then you can close that off from the shower. I love that this is a real medicine cabinet. So if you had lots of products, there'd be a lot of storage available here. You also have the full length lighted mirror. Along the wall here, you have a number of cupboards to keep all kinds of additional products, sunscreens, additional cupboards on that side. We did bring our own hooks, and I'm really glad we did, to hang up bathing suits. Water is included every day. This is replaced every day. You have the standard plug-in that you have in all the cabins, and you have an included mini bar. You can customize this. We had Coke, Diet Coke, bottled water, wine, sparkling water, and beer. Your butler can help you with that. The hairdryer was very nice. It was an ion hair dryer. I liked it a lot. You also have this lift up vanity for more storage for your makeup and other skincare items. And then here's our first look at the great balcony. So I absolutely love that they put a full size table and chair out here. We had room service out here a number of times. And then they also have the couch. Inside is the couch. This is where another person could sleep. It was very comfortable. It has its own television. You can work the television from the app or a remote control, and it does close off from the main or primary bedroom area. Another TV in here, and you both have lights, tables, and outlets on each side of the bed. The closet was a good size compared to the Aqua Class cabin we just saw. A lot more storage here. You have one full length, double sided, and then another one, a half length with drawers beneath it. Into the bathroom, it's push, you can tell there. You have another sink with even more storage and to keep all of your toiletries. If you're a person who brings a ton of toiletries and makeup, you're going to love this cabin. And then this is a shower tub combo, which I usually don't love. I thought it worked very well. It has the overhead as well as the handheld. I do like that it has a glass door that closes it off. I don't know about you, but a lot of times with those half door shower bathtub combos, I end up with the floor all wet. And then there's the door that goes back into the main bathroom. Overall, a very comfortable suite. If that tour of the Celebrity Suite made you curious about the retreat, I'm going to publish a video about, is the retreat worth it, on the Celebrity Xcel. And spoiler alert, it's not a resounding yes. I do have some qualifiers about whether or not I think it would be worth it for your next cruise. So watch for that video coming soon. So we've covered what's new, where you're going to sleep. Now let's talk about what you're going to eat. The Celebrity Xcel has included dining and extra charge dining. You have several options that are included. We'll start with the main restaurants. Celebrity does something slightly different and has 4 main restaurants. One of them is Cyprus. This is the Mediterranean themed restaurant. Each of the 4 restaurants has a special list of starters and entrees available at dinner. Otherwise, the rest of the menu is the same. For example, you can see here at Cyprus, they have the meze board, the lentil soup, the absolutely amazing grilled octopus, Greek-style lamb shank, short ribs, and a special pasta. Cosmopolitan is the glitzy dining room. This was the one that was open for lunch on sea days. Its special starters are cauliflower flan, salmon with boursin cheese and salmon caviar, yellow corn soup, spaghetti, oxtail royale, and pan-seared cod. See how the Cosmopolitan has a totally different look than the Cypress. You can have set dining times in any of the restaurants, or just show up and put your name in when a table is available. Tuscan is the Italian themed restaurant. Tuscan's special starters are the pumpkin salad, the shrimp soup, eggplant bruschetta, a pork chop, and 2 different types of pasta. Remember, this isn't the whole menu for that restaurant. There's a much larger menu with steak and seafood and chicken that changes every night that all 4 have in common. Normandy is the 4th restaurant, and it's French themed. The exclusive dishes are a carpaccio, scallops in a cream sauce, baked brie, a sirloin, a shellfish stew, and duck. You can choose set dining, where you eat at the same table with the same wait staff every evening, or anytime dining, where you just show up and wait for the next available table. If you've booked an Aqua Class cabin, Blue is your included restaurant. It's open for breakfast and dinner with an exclusive menu. Lumine, the retreat, is the exclusive restaurant for people who've booked a suite. It's open for breakfast and dinner and lunch on sea days. For everyone, you can have breakfast and lunch quick service at Spice in the Bazaar. Then there's the Ocean View Cafe, aka the buffet. So you have scoops with all the ice creams, I think Celebrity has the best buffet at sea, the Indian food, the local favorites, the daily features. The theme will change every day. Do not miss the seafood buffet. It's incredible. You can make your own sandwich, make your own stir fry, make your own pasta. They have an incredible dessert station. You can get pizza into the late evening. Mass Grill near the pool is where you want to go if you want a hamburger, hot dog, turkey, burger, french fries. And Cafe Albiaco has nice little pastries and sandwiches. For extra charge dining, Mosaic is the new restaurant as part of Bazaar. Its theme will change based on the destination. So we had the Caribbean theme. I'll talk more about it in my specialty dining video. Another open kitchen is up at Bora. This is the second new restaurant concept. This is a Mediterranean theme with different which highlights different Mediterranean specialties. Fine Cut is the steakhouse. This is open to the Grand Plaza, which is kind of fun. It makes it a little more lively than your average steakhouse. It has great windows. You also have the Grand Bistro. For lunch, it is a bistro. So you can get different French bistros. You can do takeaway or you can pay to sit in. In the evening, it's Le Petit Chef. It's this cartoon experience. Le Voyage is kind of mysterious because you can't really see into it from the outside. This is the high-end upgraded dining experience. You can get a tasting menu here. Raw on 5 is the sushi and Asian restaurant, one of my personal favorites. It was open for lunch pretty much every day, also open for dinner. You can do a set menu for one charge or it's per item you can pay. There's also a chef's table. For entertainment and activities, what is there to do on board? Well, the main theater hosts guest performers. So this was a special violinist that came on board and put on an absolutely phenomenal show. If you're lucky enough to sail with Captain Kirk, he has his own afternoon show. So look for that in the program. That's absolutely incredible. Get there early. And then there is a main production cast that did 3 shows in the main theater on our sailing. High-tech theater, lots of things going on, typical Celebrity with a number of acrobats. Definitely get there early for the early show. The club is also a venue for all types of activities. We had the escape room, which was so much fun. They host trivia here. Here's some pictures from the ABBA sing-along. There's so much going on at night. They put on this special country saloon show. This was something they had surveyed people who'd been on Celebrity what kind of theme they wanted, and people picked country saloons. They have a country night in the club. They debuted this new show called The Hotel just after we got off the ship. And then they have 254 West. Now, notice where I'm sitting. Don't sit here because you can't see the acrobats. If you want to be able to see the acrobats, you cannot be near the bar. You have to be out from under the overhang. Then, of course, you have the Grand Plaza with the Martini Flair bartenders. They put on a show twice a night. Then the Grand Plaza also hosts the guitar players and the bands to have, different dancing throughout the evening. So that's a lot of fun. There were, I think, 3 or 4 guitar players on board, band, and then of course the celebrity orchestra that plays with all the shows in the theater. Now this is the silent disco. Silent disco is so popular on Celebrity. They have it a couple times throughout the cruise. Then we head to the Bazaar. So the Bazaar has debuted 3 new shows based on the 3 different themes throughout the week: Carnival, Aqua, and Viva, the Mexican theme. It has its own cast of singers, dancers, and a band. It's absolutely incredible. Not only do they have these shows, 2 shows a night, but then they also have performances throughout the day. So keep an eye on that program because there'll be pop-ups where they'll be singing, dancing, and band playing. So this is from the Viva show, which celebrates Mexican culture. Then they also have an Aqua show, which is a little more moving, a little more melodic, that just celebrates the fact that we're all on the ocean. Rumor is that they will also be debuting a Flora show in weeks to come. There's crafts that go with any of the festivals, so look for those. And then at the end of Poolist Day, they have a terrific dance party. Now, Poolist Day has activities all day long, but they have this great, great party at the end. And be sure to take a look back and check out some of the performers that perform around the pool. I think a lot of people miss this because they were, looking at the DJ, looking at the cruise director, but then behind them, there's this incredible show going on. It reminded me of a lot of the shows at the Aqua theaters on the Royal Caribbean Oasis class. And it's just, this is the whole performance. There's not much to it, but I just thought it was so neat that they added this component. You, of course, have shopping on board, duty-free shopping, watches, jewelry. There'll be an art auction. If you're looking for something a little more chill, you have the solarium, and that is an adults only area, super quiet, super chill. Now, they did take out the cafe here and just turned it into extra lounge space. You also have the rooftop garden for another chill space, except when the pickleball is going on. They've turned a section of it into a permanent pickleball court. This was hopping throughout our sailing. There's also a large screen TV where they'll show movies in the evening. So you have that, and football games. So you have that component as well. If you want to watch TV inside, Craft Social is your sports bar. So look at all these sports channels available. They will give you a little piece of paper that'll tell you what games are going to be played and which game will have the sound on. They took an area that used to be shops and turned it into a secondary spot for the slots in the casino. And then up top, if you're again looking just for a chill area, the areas leading to the Sunset Bar as you walk towards the back of the ship, it's a smoking area and it is just a great place to lounge. I absolutely love this bar. This was our favorite place to hang out during the day. And they even brought a guitar player up some of the evenings. And if you're into mixology, you'll definitely want to visit the world-class bar. Now, for my final verdict on the ship and some tips. So, what's my verdict on the Celebrity Xcel? If you've loved other Celebrity Edge class ships, I think you'll really like this one. A couple of comments I heard from fellow cruisers is they did miss Eden for having a quieter place to stay. This ship does have less quiet spaces. The activities lineup on this ship was unlike any I've seen on any other cruise. They've had so many things to do every day, every night. You couldn't do it all. We were there for 2 weeks and we still didn't get to everything. They have so many crafts and trivias and entertainment in the evenings. It really will keep you busy. But what that does mean is that a lot of the public areas are going to be busy throughout the day. We did hear some people say that they missed having that quiet lounge of Eden. So if having those quiet spaces is really important to you, I don't know that you'll love the Xcel. The other common complaint was that you have to get there early for the shows. One thing that happens on all of these big ships, and I notice it across every cruise line, is the bigger the ship gets, the smaller the venues get. So that means the theaters are smaller, the lounges are smaller. So if you want to see the show in the club or the bazaar or the theater, you do need to get there early. Now, the later shows were less popular. Those were easier to get a seat. You didn't have to get there quite as early. As long as you don't mind being a bit of a late owl, it'll be much easier to get a seat in some of the venues. The other piece that I thought was really great on the ship was the food. We consistently had very good food. Now, we were eating in Blue and Luminé and the specialty restaurants, but I thought the buffet was fantastic. The seafood buffet is excellent. In the program each day, they're going to tell you what the theme is for the day at the buffet. So if you see the seafood buffet and you love seafood, definitely head up there. They had these huge shrimp that almost look like lobsters. They had different types of mussels, all different kinds of seafood. The grill is phenomenal for getting whatever protein you like, cooked, made to order. Again, as I said before, I think Celebrity has the best buffet at sea, so that's going to be terrific. The Sunset Bar is a don't miss. It's a great area. Now, there is some smoking along the side, so if you're very sensitive to cigarette smoke, I wouldn't head there, but I don't like smoking in general, and I didn't really notice it when I was actually at the bar and at the tables just surrounding the bar. 2 elevator tips for you. Number 1, if it is a port day, use the forward elevator. The aft elevator is the only elevator that goes down to where you get on and off the ship. If the elevator is going down, it will light up as red. If the elevator is going up, it will light up as green. If it's not working right, it won't light up at all. Check your program. They'll have really important information, like here is the designated smoking areas. Look for this "We'd love to hear from you" QR code. This is a great way to lodge any small complaints you may have that just are kind of bothering you. They do read them and act on them. There's also luggage valet service if that's something you'd be interested in. Always take a picture of the pier address and port agent in case anything goes wrong in port. And the best times to get a seat at the most popular bars is between 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. I made more videos that go in depth into all of these topics, so be sure to check out the Celebrity Xcel playlist if you have questions or want more information.